In the quiet village of Linden Grove, life had always been serene and predictable. Nestled in a valley surrounded by dense forests, the village was isolated from the turmoil of the outside world. The villagers lived simple lives, adhering to traditions passed down through generations. But beneath this facade of tranquility lay a dark secret that was about to resurface. Linden Grove had a legend, one that was whispered only in hushed tones, the story of a conqueror from centuries past who had brought ruin to the village. This man, known only as the Conqueror, had been a tyrant who ruled with an iron fist. His reign of terror was ended when the villagers, led by a brave woman named Anwen, overthrew and killed him. His body was buried in an unmarked grave in the forest, and it was said that his vengeful spirit had haunted the village ever since. One stormy night, a group of villagers gathered in the old tavern to escape the howling winds and pouring rain. Among them was Ethan, a young historian fascinated by the legend of the Conqueror. As the storm raged outside, Ethan shared his latest discovery, an ancient map that supposedly led to the Conqueror's grave. Intrigued and fueled by a mix of curiosity and fear, the villagers agreed to accompany Ethan on an expedition to find the grave. The following morning, the group set out into the forest, the map clutched tightly in Ethan's hand. The forest was dense and foreboding, its tall trees blocking out much of the daylight. As they ventured deeper, an unnatural silence fell upon them. The only sounds were the crunching of leaves underfoot and the occasional rustling of unseen creatures. After hours of trekking, they reached a clearing where the map indicated the grave would be. In the center of the clearing was a large, moss-covered stone slab. Ethan and the others worked together to lift the slab, revealing a dark, narrow staircase descending into the earth. With torches lit, they cautiously made their way down the stairs. At the bottom, they found themselves in a small chamber. The air was thick and musty, and the walls were covered in strange, ancient symbols. In the center of the chamber was a stone sarcophagus. Ethan, his heart pounding with anticipation, carefully pried open the lid. Inside lay the skeletal remains of the Conqueror, his bony fingers clutching a rusted sword. As Ethan reached for the sword, a chill ran down his spine. Suddenly, the chamber began to shake, and a deafening roar echoed through the darkness. The villagers watched in horror as the Conqueror's skeleton began to reassemble itself, his empty eye sockets glowing with an eerie red light. "Fools," a voice boomed. "You have awakened me." The Conqueror's spirit, now possessing his skeletal form, rose from the sarcophagus. He swung his sword, and the villagers scattered in terror. Ethan, realizing the grave mistake they had made, shouted for everyone to run. They fled up the staircase and into the forest, the vengeful spirit in pursuit. As they ran, the forest seemed to come alive with the Conqueror's fury. Trees swayed violently, and the ground shook beneath their feet. One by one, the villagers were caught and dragged back into the darkness, their screams echoing through the night. Ethan, now alone, stumbled upon a small, hidden shrine deep in the forest. The shrine was dedicated to Anwen, the woman who had defeated the Conqueror centuries ago. In desperation, he knelt before the shrine and prayed for her guidance. A soft light enveloped the shrine, and the spirit of Anwen appeared before him. She spoke in a calm, soothing voice, telling Ethan that the Conqueror's spirit could only be vanquished by the same blade that ended his life. She handed Ethan a gleaming sword, its blade etched with runes of protection. With renewed courage, Ethan returned to the clearing. The Conqueror's spirit, now fully formed, stood waiting, his red eyes blazing with hatred. Ethan charged forward, wielding the sacred sword. The two clashed in a fierce battle, the sounds of their struggle reverberating through the forest. Finally, with a mighty swing, Ethan struck the Conqueror's spirit, the runes on the blade glowing brightly. The spirit let out a final, ear-piercing scream before disintegrating into a cloud of ash. The forest grew silent once more, and the oppressive darkness lifted. Ethan, exhausted but victorious, made his way back to Linden Grove. The villagers, though mourning the loss of their friends, hailed Ethan as a hero. The story of the Conqueror's return and ultimate defeat became a new legend, told around fires on stormy nights. But in the stillness of the forest, a whisper of the old terror lingered, reminding all that some legends never truly die.